And I'm Tom.
And we're here with Tone Steady. We're going to be going over the 1953 Korean War campaign that comes in the Down in Flames Lock-On core game. Quick thing, wanted to go over how Mission 1 of 5 of the dogfights are going to go for the Korean War. We're going to have 2 Yak-9s against 1 Corsair. The Yak-9s are going to start with the Edge skill, which means that they both get to get a red line card, which is a very good defensive card, as well as they're going to start at gun range and at medium. The Corsair is going to start the same. The Corsair has the Eagle Eyes skill, which means the Corsair is going to begin with initiative. So he's going to have the first turn and he's going to be able to start playing cards. I get a choice of 2 skills I'll be playing as the Yak-9, of Guided Intercept 2 or Gunfighter. Guided Intercept 2 means I get to draw 2 cards at the beginning of the game after drawing my hand size, which my hand size of 3 right now would almost double my hand size. Or I get Gunfighter, which means that I can discard 2 fewer cards when performing a gun attack once per mission. Really good if I feel like I'm going to get the kill on him. He has a choice of Diligent or 0 Degree Angle. Diligent means every time he plays a vertical roll card in any use, he gets to immediately draw 1 card right back into his hand. Whether he's using it for its ability or a reaction or maneuvering, anything, he gets to draw 1 card immediately back. Or 0 Degree Angle, which means he gets to start on my tail and initiative at the beginning of the game. He also has Eagle Eyes, and I really wanted to show that the Corsairs had a much better view of the land and knew what they were doing, and so that way they would start with initiative no matter what in this mission. All right, so with that, we can get going.
All right, well, I think as my skill, I thought I would take 0 Degree Angle, but actually I think I'm going to take Diligent.
All right. And for my 2 fighters, I could have chosen one or the other for both, but both of them are going to have the Gunfighter skill.
I saw that coming.
Which means that when performing a gun attack, I get to discard 2 fewer cards once, at which point that skill is removed from that aircraft.
Gotcha. All right, so that's the setup. And you've drawn your red line cards for your hand?
Correct.
All right.
My Edge gives me a red line card on top of my 3 performance.
Excellent. And you did not take and Guided Intercept is a very tempting skill to take. Anytime I can have more cards in my hand.
Yeah, it'd be really. I felt like it would be a great turn 1 burst of speed, hopefully kill you on turn 1. But if things don't go well, then it's Guided Intercept 2 is not great. It's really good for that turn 1 throw, but after that, you're just going to be able to slowly whittle me down with your extra cards.
Fair enough. All right, so something else that sticks out is we don't have afterburners.
You what?
We don't have afterburners.
Correct.
And we don't have missiles.
Correct.
This is 1953.
Yes.
And so jets aren't, they'll be appearing shortly.
No countermeasures, no electronic warfare. Both of us have a speed of 0. I mean,
yeah, this is pilot to pilot. I like it.
Yeah, 100% skill.
Excellent. So I do start with initiative, and I think the first thing I'm going to do at the beginning of my turn is I can change altitude.
Correct.
And I am going to drop my altitude to low.
You drop it to low?
Yes.
All right.
Which lets me immediately draw a card,
Correct.
regardless of my hand size.
Yes.
Now, it's my understanding that you can follow that change, or is that only if you're in a certain position?
For the adjust altitude, I can't do anything about that. You're just, moving up or down, whatever, as I'm slowly closing range.
Okay. Very good. And in that case, we're still at guns range.
Correct.
Now, something that came up last time, and I wanted to point out and not do again, is you can't hold a position other than neutral on an opponent unless you're in a weapons envelope, which means you have to be within the proper range to use that weapon.
Correct.
So right now, I could not put you at disadvantage, because even though we're both at guns range, I'm at low altitude, you're a medium, so technically we're at heat-seeking range.
Yeah, guns +1 due to altitude. So yeah, right now you just dove down and you're just hanging out at low, picking up that extra thrust.
Excellent. And that being said, I am going to play oh goodness. I'm going to play nothing.
Yeah.
That's what it's looking like.
Yeah. Now remember, at low you get +1 thrust, so you're going to be able to draw 2 cards.
At low altitude. Excellent. So I can discard a couple of these crappier cards.
Yeah.
However,
Yeah.
my hand size is going to limit me to 1 because I'm going to discard 2
Okay.
and I'm going to draw a 1.
Okay.
And I like it. All right. So I'm at low altitude. We're still at guns range. We're neutral.
Yes.
And you got to come get me.
That's the plan. All right. Sure.
And my beautiful Corsair.
Yeah.
So for the record, I'm the first person to play a DVG Corsair on the internet.
Yes, you are.
Yep. Sorry, Jim. Sorry, Doug.
Oh, yeah. All right, so beginning of my turn, I'm used to having to decide whether or not I want afterburners, depending on if you have heat-seeking missiles, but they don't even know what heat-seeking missiles are at this point.
No, not yet.
I'm going to take Aircraft 1.
All right.
And I'm going to dive down to low.
Dive down to low altitude. Of course you are.
I'm going to draw a card. This is good. This is good. All right. And then also remember, for this campaign, all of our gun stats have been increased by 1.
Correct.
So you have a slightly easier chance to hit.
Right, so you'll discard 1 less when you're attacking.
Right. All right. I'm going to start with a vertical roll for positioning of 3. So I'm going to try to jump on your tail.
Oh my goodness. And that just counts as a maneuver at this point.
Right, yes. Had you played it, you would have played the vertical roll and then immediately drawn a card.
No.
Or anything.
You're going to jump on my tail, and you know what? I'm afraid that's going to happen.
Ooh. All right. I'm going to jump on your tail.
But I may just be luring you in.
You may, yeah. All right.
All right.
Let's see. You know what? I'm going to play a guns card.
I thought you might.
I got a tone weak / guns. If tailing, discard 1 card. -1 due to the campaign scenario. So now I'm discarding 0 cards.
That is not good.
What you going to do about it?
I am going to play a vertical roll, actually. And draw a card.
See, didn't. You're going to draw 1 card right back?
I am.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun designing Diligent, and I think there's another one for Barrel Roll of just being able to just play cards and immediately cycle them back into your hand.
Yeah,
All right,
not bad.
That's all Aircraft 1 has. I then get to discard a draw, and I'm going to discard 1 card, draw back up. So Yak 9 number 1 has 3 cards in their hand.
All right.
All right. Yak 9 number 2
Is going to head back to base and report this contact because
Yes.
his radio's out.
Yeah, radio. You know how North Korean radio stations, they just don't got it. Yak number 2 is going to dive down to low and pick up a card. Yak 9 number 2 is going to play a split S card for positioning to get on your side.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And once again, I'm going to have to let that happen. And you know what? I haven't been showing these first few cards. My apologies. There we go. There's the split S, the beautiful split S. Adjusting that Yak 9. Trying to, anyway.
No worries.
That Yak 9 is misbehaving.
Yep. You got one on your tail and one on your side.
Yeah, I don't like it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up out of this. They're going to crash into each other.
Or like a good Star Wars movie.
Right, that's where we're in a movie.
All right. And with that, Yak 9 is going to end their turn with 4 cards in their hands.
Really?
Yeah. No, they couldn't read the control panel and find where the trigger was, since they got a little confused there.
Forgot to charge his guns.
Yeah, just couldn't cycle it right. He was trying too hard.
And even old Pappy Boyington got caught by that.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Start of turn 2.
Start of turn 2. Now I'm at low altitude, and normally I'd be a -1 performance if my performance was 6+. Correct?
Correct.
Correct. All right. So, let me ask you a question here as I perform this maneuver. And I am going to perform said maneuver.
All right. Who are you performing it against?
I am performing a scissors, which is going to let me change my position from disadvantaged to advantaged.
All right. So you're targeting Yak number 2.
Yes, that is correct.
All right.
Yes, I have played it.
Okay. I'm going to play a yo-yo in response to stay on your side.
Oh my goodness. I'm not super comfortable with that yo-yo. But, surprisingly enough, I have a yo-yo also.
Ah, shoot. Okay. So now you are on my side. So now we have a nice little train going of my Yak is on your Corsair, who's on my Yak.
Which was my question. How does that affect the plane tailing me?
Not at all.
And it doesn't. Which makes for an interesting little situation.
Now, also, you can target multiple Yaks in the same turn, but if you target Yak number 1, you would immediately lose positioning on Yak number 2.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah. It's like you're turning your attention over to the other guy, and so Yak number 2 can, like, fly off.
Well, that'd be silly. I need Yak number 2 to go away so I can worry about Yak number 1.
Now, if you just give me a few minutes, I'll fly off and radio home to base.
Excellent. It might be better if you walk. So I am going to play one of my favorite cards. As a matter of fact.
It's anticipation, though, you know?
Yep. I'm going to play Guns, Good Angle.
Ooh. All right, so Guns, Good Angle.
And Hope for a Miracle.
2-1-0. So you need to drop 1 card.
I do.
-1 for the campaign, so you don't have to drop anything. All right. I feel like I'm dropping a countermeasures doing this. I'm going to play my red line. Yak 2 skill red line to get out of there.
Fair enough.
Condition.
And I'm all right with that because now you don't have a red line.
So was it worth it?
Well, yeah, because you might not have played your red line, and then I could have shot you out of the sky. You just
So
never
it's a
know.
win-win when I did it.
Yeah, to be honest, I completely forgot you had the red line.
Well, yeah. I basically dropped my countermeasures to stop your missile in jet combat terms.
Right. And more importantly, now you don't have your red line. All right, at the end of my turn, I'm going to get to draw 2, correct?
Correct.
Because I'm at low altitude.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right, and that is the end of my turn. I have advantage on Yak 2, and Yak 1 is tailing me.
Correct.
This is worst case scenario for any fighter pilot.
Yeah. All right. So Yak number 1's going to go. He's going to drop 1 card, draw back 1. Small hand sizes are killing me.
Right? You gotta fly that plane. Don't let the plane fly you.
And Yak 1's going to end their turn.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Pappy Boyington, wherever you are.
All right. I'm going to drop a card for Yak 2 and draw up 2. All right. I'm going to play a yo-yo for Yak 2 for positioning to get neutral.
You want to be neutral.
Yes.
Just not sure if I can allow that.
Yeah, you know.
That being said, I don't really think there's anything I can do about it.
All right, so Yak number 2 returns to neutral.
He does.
All right.
Does he end his turn? I like that. You play 1 card and end your turn thing you got going on there.
That's actually what's happening. So Yak number 2 ends their turn. All right, on you.
Interesting.
So Yak 1 is hailing your Corsair, and Yak 2 is just flapping about in the wind.
Indeed.
At this point, just trying to get his stupid gun to start firing.
Right. Well, you don't charge those guns before you leave. So I can draw 2 because I'm at low altitude. That being said, I've got 3, and I discard before I draw, correct?
Correct.
Yeah,
you discard as many as you want, and then draw back up to your thrust.
I can't draw and then discard. I want to reiterate some of these things. It's not that I don't know how to play, but I want to make sure that these things are covered for people who may be watching, who are watching to learn how to play.
Yeah.
Or have things that they want clarified.
Yeah, clarified.
All right. Yeah, Yak 2 has got to go.
What? What's wrong with the Yak 2?
I just don't like the way he's looking at me.
Yeah, it's... Well, I'd like to see you try. My lack of shooting.
So if I adjust range, is it to both planes or just one plane?
You would select one plane, play range adjust card.
Mm-hmm.
At point, if that plane couldn't stop it or whatever, you then would adjust range.
Right, that affects all planes involved.
Correct, yeah.
Good, I like that.
Yeah, so you can choose either plane you want to adjust range with. Or, sorry, no. Because you're positioned on by Yak 1, you'd need to select him to adjust range.
Good to know. I will destroy Yak 1.
What?
I'm going to play guns jinking.
So what?
To shoot Yak 1. Yak 2, rather.
Okay. It's like, unless you got a tail gunner, buddy.
which means I have to discard 2 cards.
Um, yeah, I think it's a 3 drop down to a 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have any maneuvering cards or nothing?
Well, either way, I'm going to wind up discard. Either way, I'd wind up with the same number of cards.
Oh, yeah.
If I played a maneuver card and got you disadvantaged, then I'd still have to discard X amount of cards. Yeah, I'm going to have to discard 2 cards to play Guns Jinking.
All right. I'm going to react to that Guns with a barrel roll.
A barrel roll. You play a lot of barrel rolls.
Yeah. For what these guys forgot to charge their guns, they did remember how to use their wing pilots to dance around.
Right. It is a good maneuver, but it won't work on an ace pilot.
Scissors and a break. All right. Yak 2 is down.
Is down.
Ooh. Okay.
That is a shame.
Is it a shame?
Well, I'm looking to see if I see a shoot.
I'm sure there's one.
Right. You know, I've been listening audiobooks
Yeah.
as well as the reading, but Strongmen Armed by Robert Leckie is about the Marines in the Pacific. And he devotes a lot of time to the Cactus Air Force and the Black Sheep Squadron. And he talks about as much as the Navy hated their Corsairs, the Marines loved it and made it work like nobody's business.
Yeah.
I'm going to draw 2. Ace Pilot and Ace Pilot. Your turn.
Sure.
So we still have Yak 1 is tailing
Yeah.
our hero.
What? No. I'm the hero here. Okay. I'm going to drop 2 cards. Okay. I'm going to drop 2 cards. Draw up 2. Dang. Okay. Yak 1 is going to end their turn. Discard and draw. All right, on to you.
Wow, this guy leads a charmed life.
He does not find where you're.
Now, just for the record, Kevin and I are in different locations, so there's no way I could have messed with his deck ahead of time.
I know. I'm going to draw like 15 gun cards in a row at this point.
Right. Which are great until you need to react to something. All right, so I have drawn 2 at the start of my turn. And I am going to play your favorite card, the barrel roll. To change position from tailed or disadvantaged to neutral.
Okay.
Because I can't shoot you if you're on my tail.
I'll let this one slide.
That's very magnanimous of you.
Thank you, please. All right. What you got?
I have got crazy patience.
Crazy.
I'm going to draw a card in my turn. So we're going into turn 3 or turn 4. We're going to
4, maybe?
4, turn 4.
Right. Yeah, you completed the first half of turn 4, I think. By ending your...
I need to add a turn counter to this to the tone steady screen.
Can you see my screen?
I can. You don't like those cards?
Okay. Because I was going to show the people at home what I got.
Oh, here, I'll look away.
No, it's okay.
They can see me. They can see I'm looking away.
All right, everyone.
You let me know when it's good.
This is what we're dealing with. And I mean, it's insane. All right, Tom, come on back.
We're good? All right.
Yep. So I just ended my turn. Yeah.
Crazy.
If we end this game with my yaks having never fired a shot, it's like someone in high command needs to be talked to about this.
Right, and I'm sure the North Koreans will talk to them in their special way.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to discard one, and I'll go ahead and show everybody what I'm discarding because you can't see it.
Because I can't see your screen, yeah.
Yeah, that's the next step for the Patreon is get Kevin a computer where he can see the screen on.
Yeah.
We're going to raise $0. You know that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dadgum.
Yeah. It's crazy dealing with these little aircraft.
I love it.
That have 3-4 cards. Because you're used to having this whole hand and you're drawing up, discarding stuff. It's crazy. And this is like the smallest of the small little planes dancing around each other.
Right.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's as soon as we get to Desert Storm or whatever, and we're having 9 or 10 cards in our hand on average.
Right, and we're throwing active homing missiles.
Yeah.
Yeah, we start the game shooting.
Yeah.
But what's neat about this isn't the first version of Down in Flames. And I had never looked at Down in Flames before this one because this is when I heard about it, was the talk about Locked On. And now I want to see the differences. I want to try Aces High or what's the other one, Guns Blazing.
Yeah.
I'd like to see because it's like Got You in My Sights, I think is one of those cards and things like that. And it's a totally different play or card choice.
Yeah, it's the same action-reaction type card system that Locked On has, except you have bursts. And different planes start with different amounts of bursts. And bursts are kind of like your currency. If I have a burst of 1 or whatever on my plane, then I can play in my sights 1 burst for 1 damage.
Right.
And in World War II, we do damage to each other.
Yeah, it's not one shot, one kill.
Right. There's the front side and the back side of every aircraft. And so the aircraft will be able to take 3 or 4 damage and then get flipped over and all of its stats are reduced. And once it takes 2 or 3 more damage, it gets destroyed.
Oh, nice.
And so, and then there's and then maneuvering on people gives you additional bursts. So I may have 1 burst if I'm neutral at you,
right?
But I'll gain a second one if I get advantaged on you. I'll then gain 2 more if I get tailed on you. And so in that game, positioning means just as much as positioning here, just in a completely different way.
Right, I would imagine. And that's good to go over, too, because I know people are interested in those as well as this one and how they play the same and how they play different.
Yeah, and there's a whole campaign system and bombers and all that for the other, for the World War II system.
Nice. I'm going to play a vertical roll, and I'm going to change my altitude by 1.
Climbing to medium?
Indeed. And when I do, I draw a card.
Okay.
Because I'm very diligent.
Yes, you are. Very good at maintaining your momentum.
Yes. This is turn 5.
Correct.
I don't want to go home without having shot down both yaks.
Yeah, I mean, what kind of... you get some flack at the base for that.
Right, so let me play a yo-yo for positioning.
With you at medium?
Oh, that's right. That's right. I can't do that. No, you're right. I'm going to stay there because I like my altitude. I want you to have to come to me.
Okay. It's like you jumping out of a bar saying, "Come on, let's go."
Let's just take it outside.
Yeah. All right.
And with that, I'm going to end my turn by discarding 2 cards. Oh, wait, no, I'm only going to draw 1. So I'm going to discard 1 card and draw a card.
I feel like we zipped around each other, getting firm positions and shooting and stuff, at which point you then blew down my pilot, my co-pilot, and now you climbed up to medium, and you're like waiting for me.
Yeah, I'm just
You're like,
right there.
all right. Beginning of my turn, I'm going to discard and draw. I'm going to discard one card, draw one card. All right. Then I'm going to follow you to medium. Follow you, I'm going to discard a card. Now I'm at medium with you. I'm going to end my turn.
Interesting. I am going to discard one.
Okay.
Oh, man. No, this is it. This is all or nothing right here.
Yeah, turn 6. What you got?
Gas tanks are running low. I'm going to draw a card and pray for a miracle. And I'm going to drop to low altitude.
Ooh, all right. Sounds like you're not feeling confident in yourself.
Does it? Maybe I have a plan. A cunning plan.
Cunning, yes.
So cunning you could slap a tail on it and call it a fox. Did you ever watch Blackadder?
I've heard that.
Yeah. All right. Because when I drop to low altitude, I get to draw another card.
Yeah.
Interesting. This is funny. Trying to get that medium altitude token. I'm going to leave that token there because I'm immediately going to follow that up with a vertical roll and come back up to altitude. To medium.
Okay.
And because what's that?
How many cards you got now?
I have 4.
So you dove, come back up, and did all that, and you still have your full 4?
Well, the reason I do, does diving cost me a card? No.
No, diving, you get to draw a card.
I draw a card. That card I drew was a vertical roll.
Ah.
You get to draw a card when you dive, when you go to low altitude, you get to draw a card regardless of your hand size.
Correct.
And how many cards you have in hand. The card I drew was a vertical roll, which lets me change my altitude by 1.
So you did this huge, elaborate,
I'm showing off.
Climb back up, just this huge thing. Okay.
And you can respond to the vertical roll if you'd like, but regardless of if you do, I get to draw a card.
That's okay. Ending your turn?
Well, I get to draw a card when I do that.
Yeah. Let's see what you got. How are the cards here?
Yeah, I'm showing the internet.
Okay.
And then I'm going to discard a card and end my turn. It didn't work out. Had I pulled a guns card from that move, that would have been the ultimate move.
Okay. So, I knocked on my deck twice. I hearted the cards to see this card and draw for the beginning of the turn. Nothing. Shoot. And there's no other way I can get. There is. Yeah. I'm going to adjust altitude. I'm going to pull the same thing.
Nice.
I'm going to dive to low. Pick up a card. And I would have needed a vertical roll and then a. So yeah. Yeah. With that, I end my turn. I'm gonna through. Here are a gun, a gun, a gun, a gun, a gun, a gun, and a gun.
I am looking.
Gun could angle a ton. Jesus. I had 10 gun cards, almost stacked back to back, like 4 cards below where I was.
I'm 5 cards down now and still haven't drawn a gun. There's a yo-yo. Wow.
Yeah.
I was a long way from a guns card. But I drew guns cards to begin with.
Yeah. I just, wow, never. Yeah, I just need to shuffle better. What I need to do.
Well, you know.
And regardless of what you had done, I was ready to counter it.
What'd you have? 2 ace pilots. Nice.
Yeah, I was ready.
When I shot down your other yak
Yeah?
and played that ace pilot against you,
Yeah.
One of the 2 cards I discarded to use my guns was an ace pilot. I had 2 ace pilots in my hand.
Ouch.
Yeah. So the only thing that would have saved you is if you'd have played an ace pilot, I had discarded my other, and there was no way to get on your tail and still have both ace pilots.
Yeah.
But that's great. I mean, that was a nice dogfight. There was a lot of maneuvering going in there, and little showing off tail and wing waggling there at the end.
Yeah.
But these little planes run out of gas. They got to disengage and go back to base.
Yeah, they get real hungry.
Yeah, that's
So at this point, you would have scored 12 victory points had you blown up both of my aircraft.
correct.
You only blew up 1, so you pick up 6 victory points.
Right, and you get none.
None. Yeah, I would have needed to. From my side, it was an all or nothing.
Right.
Had I destroyed you, I would have picked up 13. Had I not, I picked up none. But my card's a real good shuffle.
All right. We're going to be playing the next mission. Hopefully, have that up on the internet next week. I'm hoping to have this up for Friday.
Yeah.
But the idea is play through all 5 missions, and right now, I'm leading by 6 points. And for those of you keeping score, and I keep score, this is the 3rd time I've shot Kevin down.
I gotta redeem myself here.
Yeah. Now, if you have questions, post them in the comments or on Facebook in the Locked On Facebook group. We'll answer them as we can, as they come up. Next game has jets, but still no missiles.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a lot of fancy flying going on if you're going to get those drop shots on people.
There we go. All right.
Anything you want to add, Kevin?
Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you guys in the next mission.